I love this story. I think it's really funny and I really like the pictures in it. Colin Thompson is one of my favourite illustrators and storybook writers, so I might read you another one by him soon too. Gilbert Goes Outside by Colin Thompson and Chris Mould. Gilbert was not a happy boy. He did not like things to change. Most animals and a lot of people are like that, but with Gilbert, it was worse. If the lady he called his mum moved the furniture around so the armchair was by the window and not the door, it upset him for a week. One Tuesday, his mum made the biggest change Gilbert had ever seen. She left the back door open, and she even said, "Come on, Gilbert, let's go into the garden." Gilbert ran under the bed and tried to hide inside his favourite paper bag. He'd seen the garden from the veranda, and he knew it was the most frightening thing in the whole wide world. There were animals out there, and the green carpet moved around in the wind. "No way!" said Gilbert, but his mum couldn't understand him. She dragged him out from under the bed and carried him outside. "I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die!" Gilbert cried and closed his eyes. "Look at the beautiful flowers, Gilbert, and the lovely sunshine," said his mum. "This is a crazy person," Gilbert said. "I'm living with a crazy person." Then it got worse. Much worse. His mum put him down. The grass was all around his feet. It was awful. It really hurt the little soft bits between his toes, which he was always so careful to keep pink and clean. "You lie in the sun for a bit," said his mum, and went back into the house, shutting the door behind her. "I... no, no, help!" Gilbert cried. He wanted to run under the bed, but the only bed in the garden was the flower bed, and it was full of dirty brown stuff. But it looked dark like under his bed indoors, so he ran towards it. The brown stuff stuck between his toes, and he sat under a big green plant, wishing cats could cry. But, as often happens when things look bad, something good came along. Behind the plants, at the bottom of the fence, was a paper bag. Gilbert felt his heart leap with joy. He was safe. He had somewhere to hide. He went over to the bag and wriggled inside it. Inside the bag was not like the one indoors. The inside of this bag was occupied. There was a ring of beetroot, a lettuce leaf, some fried onions, a bread roll, and half a beef burger. They took up a lot of room inside the bag, so to make enough room to fit all of him in it, Gilbert ate the beef burger. Then he fell asleep. He had a rather scary dream, but it wasn't nearly as bad as the dream his tummy had with the second-hand beef burger inside it. Gilbert woke up feeling very sick. His stomach was jumping up and down as he staggered across the lawn. He came to a step, and leaning over it, he was horribly sick. At the bottom of the step, there was more grass. There was also a pile of cat sick. And under the cat sick was a big black cat who was not happy. Gilbert had never seen another cat before and was about to say hello when the black cat threw itself at him. "Stupid, ugly, dumb, ginger idiot!" it screamed, and it bit Gilbert's ear. Gilbert didn't know anything about fighting, and the black cat bit him all over, though mostly in his fur, which he couldn't feel. Gilbert's mum, hearing all the commotion, raced out to rescue her little boy. "There, there," she said as she tucked him into bed. "Did the nasty black cat attack my poor baby?" That was almost the final straw. He had a tummy ache, a headache, a sore ear, dirt between his toes, and next door's cat had bitten him. And to make it even worse, next door's cat was a girl. The final straw was what his mum said next. "Gilbert, you're a big boy now. I think it's time you stopped hiding in paper bags." She screwed up all the bags Gilbert had collected under the bed and threw them in the rubbish. In the middle of the night, when everyone was asleep, Gilbert crept back into the garden and sat in the moonlight smelling his old paper bags. "I wish I was dead," he said. But the next morning when the sun came out, things didn't look so bad. "I'm a big boy," Gilbert said, "and I'm not afraid of the garden." He went outside and lay in the sun. "Silly bum bum!" shouted next door's cat through the fence. But Gilbert ignored her. He had other things on his mind. There was an ache in his heart where paper bags used to live, an ache he thought he would never be able to fill. But then he saw it, standing next to the dustbin, big and brown and beautiful, a dream that made paper bags look pathetic. It took him all morning to drag it across the lawn and all lunchtime to drag it up the steps into the house. And it was 8:30 by the time he got it safely jammed under the bed in the darkest corner. Gilbert's mum was right. He was a big boy now, too old for paper bags. He didn't need them anymore. Paper bags were for babies. Now he had a big, brown cardboard box.